I have to take a picture of this incredible, I don't know how many feet this is, 12 feet, 13 feet on Pete's arbor. My son made the arbor from copper tubing, and I planted this beautiful, beautiful specimen here, clematis, clematis, I don't know how to say it, but anyway, you know what I mean. Look at it. It's just beautiful. I don't do a thing to it, and there really is not a whole lot of sun right here. It's under some trees, but this is, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years old already. I don't touch it, and it just blooms right over the old wood, and it's just a magnificent, glorious little flower that just, I guess, happy where it's at. This lamb's ear is incredible. I don't know, it just took hold this year. So pretty. In my iris garden. Yeah, iris are gone, but you know, what can you do? Life moves on. Pedestrian is here. That's another pretty thing. I love that. I got that from some of my garden friends. And it's lovely. Just lovely. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but pedestrian or something like that. And that was all those beautiful iris. Yeah, they're waiting, hibernating for next year. But this lamb's ear is just lovely. Just lovely. I'm going to show you this beautiful bush. This is my neighbor's, right up against my lamb's ear, and I just love it. Look at that. Another beauty. But it isn't mine. I wished it was. There's a sweet little flower, and I don't know the name. I know I got it from one of my garden friends when I went to her house. She shared a plant with me, and it's growing right in the midst of that lamb's ear, which the colors are magnificent. I want to show you my snapdragons. They are so amazing, and of course the color is, this is like strawberry and ice cream, and look at the size of them. And here's some little white pansies there, and the strawberry and ice cream. That's what I think of when I see them. And look at these. Look at these. Oh my gosh. The color. Right next to that strawberry and the yellow. And there's some more of that. It's just magnificent. I just picked these up. They were little containers at Menards, and they just, look at them. Of course, I use Miracle Grow, and I had some nice potting soil that I bought. I think it was Schultz's this time. That doesn't hurt. And of course, keeping them watered. And, you know, they dry out sometimes daily, especially if it's hot. I just refilled all of them and gave them a good soaking. And that's some nasturtium there that I've got growing. You see that? I put a little seed in there. I don't know if you can see it right here. Right here. I love that cylinder, that type of leaf. It's my favorite. And some red snapdragons there. And there. I just had to show them to you. They're just so beautiful. I've got some nasturtium growing here too. See? Aren't they sweet? On this side I had the lobelia. I don't know, if it gets hot I might lose it, because they really do like the cool weather. So our weather has definitely was a plus for this type of plant. Look at this. The lobelia mixed with the red snapdragons. My geranium garden doing really nicely. So pleased, so colorful, right? I tried my best to bring some more color in. Might be working, huh? There's more of that pedestrum. Yeah, from the Mount Prospect Historical Society. They were sharing some plants from there. I'm in love with that plant. I can't believe it. And here's another clematis, and it's doing very nicely, better than it had in the past couple of years for me, up by the lamppost. This clematis is filled with buds, and I'm so excited to see that because for some reason they have done better this year than most. This is a fairly young plant I got from Lori, and it's pink, and I can't wait to see it open. You see all the buds there. I can't wait to see that thing open up. I have some roses here that opened up in my front garden. Sweet as could be, just sweet as could be. Right in the middle of that tricolored beech tree that I always brag about, huh? Can't help it. I put a little hydrangea here. The color just got me. Look at that. It's lacy and ruby red. Something new. I wonder if it'll come back next year. I couldn't resist buying it. I thought, I've got to try this. This is something. Never saw a red, deep pink one like that. All the little flowers here are doing wonderful. It's finally become summer, and you know what? It's the middle of June. Catmint, that's another pretty thing. But you do have to prop it up, otherwise it's going to be laying on the ground, and it doesn't do justice to the plant. So I always have these little gates, or whatever you want to call them, short ones, little ones, like this one here, for instance. This is another plant that tends to lay down, especially when you water. The tops are too heavy. I put those little uprights for them to keep them up. This one's starting to bloom here too. Roses have been doing good. I don't know. Just here's my wheelbarrow. Yes, I got some nasturtiums get going there, and that Elysium is nice in there. I see it spreading. I'm kind of pleased. It was just a little pot of it. I put some down from seed, but they're not flowering yet. And there's snapdragons here too. Some they're just ready to open. Just ready to open. Yeah. And here we come to that, my little path here with my creeping speedwell and the impatiens. The begonias, look at how sweet. They're opening up so nicely. Again, it's that anticipation, right? Anticipation is making me wait. Yeah. It makes me wait. The gardener has to have patience. You're always waiting for something. You're always waiting. Yep. And here I have some petunias and pots and geraniums. And these little Johnny jump ups, or whatever you want to call them. They're all here. They're so cute with their little faces. Hello. My geraniums are doing well, potted up here on the side garden where I have my herbs and tomato plants and future zinnias of the world here. They're finally starting. You know, we've had so many cold nights that I was really thinking I'm not going to have anything. But no, it's starting. It's starting. And it's going to be warm today again, and it'll be fun to watch these things pop. Here's some mint in a pot. I had to clip some of it back because it was almost ready to choke out my little lavender plant here, which is real sweet. And look at this Gerber. Believe it or not, I picked this up for $2. It was weathered and just wasn't watered at the Walmart on the clearance rack. And I took it home, and look what happened, huh? This is another one I picked up. Not blooming yet, but look at it, looking good. It's looking good. Nasturtiums that I planted, and they really took off in the pot. I have this thing going up here so it would climb, because they tend to fall down too. And morning glories are in that batch, so I've got another something to for it to. I can't think of the word right now. But here's basil. That always goes crazy. And I think well, I'm not sure what this is over here. I forgot. Oh, rosemary. Rosemary. Oh gosh. Yeah. Mmm. It smells divine. Oh gosh. And here's some dill. That's another one I love to smell. That it's delightful. And that we put in our salsa. Mmm. Coriander. Mmm. Yeah. Wait, no. Am I saying the right thing? Coriander. Let me see. Where's my little tag? At my age, I gotta tag everything. Oh, cilantro. See, I knew I had it wrong. Not coriander. Cilantro. That has a wonderful fresh smell to it too. And here's the tomato plants, and they're doing good now. They're finally popping. We're finally getting some sun out here. Soon we'll get to see those zinnias. This is the prettiest little pot. I love that plant, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know the name. I picked that up, put it in this pot with the impatiens, and it's just sweet as could be. Sweet as could be. The petunias, I love the petunias. Yeah, I love those petunias. You have to have some annuals, you know. And here's another rose bush. There's tons of buds on this thing. It's coming up. And up there, a little climber. It's doing well. Yeah. The roses, they did well this year, very well. But then again, I have been adding a little rose food, so maybe that's why. We'll take a little walk down this path where the cherry tree is. I do remember, of course, when I had that, when it looked like just a bridal wreath, huh? And that wonderful, wonderful color. I love that with the pink petunias. Huh? Oh yeah, wonderful. Everything's really up, really up. And the coral bells, you know, the coral bells, they are something. Yeah, look at that one. That one really shot up a lot of coral bells for me to look at and admire. They're just feathery and lovely, right? Oh, and here's another climbing rose that I planted. This is, I think it's the, maybe it is the third year. It takes time, believe me. As I said, you have to have a lot of patience with things. See, some years they're not so good. But this has been nice. This has been very exciting for me. Yeah. And we have the hostas, of course. And a lot of stuff is going to be blooming. Now here is another clematis that really isn't doing that well. And it's in this tree here that I planted. In fact, I planted them all together. The one I showed you, that real big one. But it's, well, we'll just have to wait. As I said, some things just, oh, there's a scary guy for you. And now we come to the flamingo garden. Fabulous. Fun, fun. I love this grass. I love things that are feathery looking. That's kind of my favorite. You got to have that. Can't have everything that's just blunt. The grasses, the Japanese grass here, it's another one of my favorites. And they've been doing well. I've had them a couple of years now. They're getting bigger. I think I'm going to be splitting them up. I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try it. Yeah. And there's the flamingos. Where are they off to today? Can't pass up the forget-me-nots right here. Trudy Corkery gave me these years ago, she brought some for me from my garden because she knew that I was getting started at that time. I was still working, and I'll tell you what, it's at least 30 years ago. And I had them studded all over my garden, but they really took off right here. And there's Homer. There's Homer. And I planted some hydrangeas here. And they look like they're going to be good. They're going to be, and this one, this little one, it wasn't growing, but look at the flowers I've got on it. I'm excited. I'm excited. Here's a little plant that I got from a garden friend of mine, and I can't remember the name of it. If any of you recognize it, put it in the notes. Make a little note for me. There's a beautiful coral bell right there, the color. Huh? If you stud those around your garden, well, that's a garden, okay? All of a sudden, this is just a garden. They can be a garden all by themselves. And these pretty grasses, again, I go for this feathery, and look at, they're shooting off their flowers. That feathery look is what's so enchanting to me. Oh, a little carnival horse, huh? There he is. Don't ask me where I got that. Probably at one of my little garage sale picks. Yep. And there's that little plant again that I got. And I'm seeing a little flower there too. So sweet. From one of my garden friends. Yeah, look how this has come alive. I just planted this all last fall. The catnip there, that's another reason that I like it, because it's feathery. You know, it's feathery. Yeah. And there's the koi. They're finally getting fed after being without any food for over 6 months. From November, I couldn't feed them till it was almost, because April, the water wasn't warm enough. You can't feed them till it's at least at 50 degrees. Otherwise, they could die, because their little bellies, which they have none, it would rot in their belly. So you can't. And here I have the hostas. The hostas are here. All along here. All along here. And it just, that's a wonderful plant to have, because it takes care of itself. No maintenance. Or I should say low maintenance, really low. Look at this pretty evergreen tree that I got from my neighbor across from Gail. From her mother's yard in Door County. Yeah. Okay, so now we just look at all this here. And the Annabelles are starting, they've got buds on them. They'll be all filled with white snowballs, just fabulous. Here's that orange marmalade. I split it, put it in 2 more places. I love that. Heavenly. That's a beautiful, beautiful hosta. And look how big it got in no time flat. Another coral bell. Let's see. I don't see any. One little flower is coming up there. But that's okay, because look at that color. That lime color. Yeah. Amidst, that Japanese grass, that's another beauty. See? Amidst the hostas. Now these Annabelles are getting a little bigger right here. They are something. Another hydrangea that absolutely needs no help. Just happy to be alive. Just happy to be alive. They just come up, go down, wither away. Next spring, they start up all over again. Look at that. Just look at that. And here, I planted some more little roses that I found. Bachelor buttons here. No, I don't think they call bachelor. I don't recall the name now, so don't. Anyway, these little roses. Unbelievable. I don't know how it's coming off, but they're orange. And those are red. And then this one here is supposed to be low growing. And then I planted another one there, and that is blooming at the bottom of the base and then blooming on the top. Look at that. It's just so pretty. And I split up a whole bunch of these coral bells. See, this one is still kind of tired. He'll come back. Patience is to see. I split them all up, all little babies all around. That should look so cool. I planted some coral bells back there. Hopefully they will take. And some lilies here. But this is that coral bell that I showed you from the other side. It's unbelievable, huh? Pretty as could be. Pretty as could be.